Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. We got another Division 2 video for you and we got some crazy news about targeted loot, how it works. The data miner community has been hard at work and we have a lot of new info for you guys and some new things that I did not even know about, and it's going to affect how we play the summit. But before we begin, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button, and if you like the video, smash that like button. We are growing bigger and bigger every day and would love to have you along for the ride. Alright, so let's just hop into this. So they data mined the targeted loot drop chances, and we actually found some things that targeted loot isn't even an extra drop, and I thought it was an extra drop, and I think most of the community thought it was. It was just like every time we kill and we get a chance for an extra piece of loot, and I explained it like that in the past, and I am wrong about that, so let's correct that and figure out what exactly it does moving forward. So what we now know is targeted loot is an extra drop, and it's not possible for a targeted drop to drop on its own. Targeted loot can now only drop when a loot source drops any kind of loot in the first place. And the developers explain this, but they are terrible at explaining anything. I feel like they always mess it up and they never tell us exactly what is going on or how a system works. And even when it comes to the UI, you can look at something and say, oh, this increases my loot and I'm going to get this much extra loot or something in that vein, but it's completely wrong. And then we have to come back and we have to have data miners telling us how it exactly works. Now, the best way to explain this, let's say I was farming SMGs and my bonus targeted loot was at 100% and I kill an enemy and SMG drops. I'm not automatically going to get another SMG, but I have 100% chance to get one. And that's when it kind of gets wonky, and it's always about the verbiage. So we have an extra chance. It's not always going to drop, but let's say it was only a 50% chance and an SMG dropped. After we killed that, it would do another roll of the dice and we would have another 50% chance of maybe a drop, maybe not. Now, data miners also discovered each mode has a base chance of targeted loot chance, and they've told us that in the past, that you're more likely to, let's say, get targeted loot in heroic than you would in challenging. And the actual numbers for story and normal, we have a 20% chance. At hard, we have a 30% chance. Challenging, we have a 40% chance, and heroic a 50% chance, and legendary a 60% chance. And that is non-named NPCs, open world dark zone missions. So that's not we're not going to get 60% extra loot. We're going to have a chance every time loot drops, a 60% chance for a targeted loot drop to spawn in. Now, named NPCs, control points, and summit chests always have a 100% chance to drop targeted loot. That's why we always kill a named NPC. Whenever we open our checkpoint chest, we always get that targeted loot in our box. And any other containers, dark zone boxes, the little weapon boxes that we open up in missions have a 15% chance for targeted loot to drop. And with the addition of 11.1, they also added directives that give you a bonus loot chance for every directive you add inside the summit, but it's only 3% chance per directive, so average people would be usually running 4, and if you were on heroic, which is already a 50% chance, you would have a 62% chance of getting bonus to targeted loot every time a drop happened, or every time you opened a chest, it would be 27% chance. And there also is a small modifier from like red bar enemies to purple to yellow to named. Named is obviously 100% chance, but there is a small modifier in there from the veterancy, depending on what color, yellow, purple, red. As you know, normally nothing really drops from reds, but from purples and yellow, they do. So it's some kind of, we just don't know. And the data miners have no clue. It's some hidden stat that Massive won't tell us. Now, I will be leaving the Reddit post down in the description. So if you want to read it, bookmark it, save it for future reference, go ahead and upload that too, because they did a lot of hard work to get this information for us, and it's pretty awesome. And now at the end of the day, should you even run directives in the summit? I honestly don't think so. If you can do 3 or 4 directives and complete a floor in the same time, yes, but if you're struggling and you're not meeting the same time that you were before, it's just not worth it for 12% or just 3% for every directive. Maybe like 1 or 2 directives, but at that point, what's really the point for XP? It's not worth it. They need to buff it. Until then, just don't use it. The Summit is still a great place to get gear. We have threat scaling. We have all these named enemies. There's personal loot. There's so many things to get gear from inside the Summit. So it's still the best place to get gear, but they should still incentivize that, because otherwise there's just no reason to ever run directives. And I hope they make some fixes, just a small buff. Maybe instead of 3%, it was 6%, something like that, where we could at least hit 80 or 90% if we were running 5 or 6 directives on heroic. That's all I have for you guys today. So you guys have a great day. I hope this video helped you out, and now you understand targeted loot, how it works, and don't use directives. I will see you next time. Have a great day.